Hello Pioneers, welcome back to another episode in our Satisfactory series. Last episode, we cleaned up our copper production, integrating it into our main factory, and set up a shopping hub for material management. This episode, we scale up production for reinforced iron plates, while doubling iron and copper smelting capacity to handle the increased demand. Let's get started. Start by addressing some comments on our last two videos. Nobody has commented about the design of my factory, so I'm gonna assume that I'm not doing anything too terrible, otherwise many of you will just be like, no, don't do this, this is a bad idea. So I'm happy about that. My first comment has to do with crouch sprinting to do a slide, and that's how I can get through this area, so let's give that a go. Well, didn't go under the belt, or did I just do that wrong? I don't think I can fit under the belt, but this crouch sliding thing is pretty cool. Yeah, unless I'm doing that wrong, it doesn't seem to work. But I can crouch through the belt, so it's not a big problem. Unless I can like jump crouch somehow through this belt. But anyway, that's fine. Not a biggie. Next, you guys have suggested that I actually pick up some of these materials that I find that I've never found before.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Now, the reason why we want to pick up these things, and the reason why I haven't, is just due to laziness in inventory management. But why we want to pick these up is apparently whenever we pick something up that's new and we haven't discovered before, we get a MAM entry for it, and there might be something in the MAM that's useful for us to unlock. Many of my viewers have hinted that there will be something useful that I've already seen that I haven't picked up yet that might help me with my power situation, which is a pretty big hint, and I would be remiss if I didn't follow the advice of my very clever viewers. Deuterium, it's a whole new section in here, I guess. Let's have a look. We just have to research this thing. Maybe it'll give us something cool. Okay, there's a whole tree just dedicated to deuterium. Then we need 50 deuterium to be able to research deuterium ingots.
It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
So I don't have enough deuterium to continue, but we can have a look at what it actually unlocks. We can get the quick wire. Oh, cool. Something is locked in here. Deuterium electronics. Zipline. Oh, that's cool. The stun rebar. That's something like a defense weapon. And then everything else is hidden. Okay, that's fair enough. My power grid has shut down. Oh no, that's not good. Alright, that means we need more power. We're at the limit of our power grid based on our current production, which is terrible. That means I can't expand as much as I thought unless I build a new power plant somewhere. We have everything we need for a couple of coal power generators. Just make sure I have everything I need for the pipes and the water thing. Alright, I just need to get some rotors. Well, look how many rotors we have now. Fantastic. And off we go to check out our power situation. Oh, wait, I have biomass over there, I think. Do I have biomass over there? I'm just trying to think. I put a storage container with biomass over there to jumpstart this system. Oh yeah, and there was sulfur over here, so let's mine sulfur.
Unknown chemical element collected. This non-metallic and multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state, and exhibits a most pungent smell. It is fortunate fix-it helmets are of such high quality. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Cool, we will do that, Ada. We will do that indeed. But first I need to solve my power situation. Also notice there's something over here. I like how the enemies don't respawn in this game. It makes Satisfactory a lot more relaxing. We just focus on factory design instead of defense, which is a pleasant change from Factorio, which is what I've been playing before this game for the last few hundred hours. It's nice not having to worry about your base getting torn apart constantly. I believe to jumpstart the power, we need to cut this line. That way the power here is isolated to itself. That way I can get the bio burner reconnected to the power system, get everything going and online again. I believe I just cut the power. There should be enough stuff in the power plant itself just to turn this on. Let's try that first. Because there's coal, right? And that gets us all our power that we need. Now, if we just simply connect this back into our power grid, we can tell that it's going to just explode again, right? Is this our production graph? It tells us our history of when it broke. See if I can read this correctly. Our consumption was 150, but our production was always higher. What the heck? Oh, wait, maybe this is just now. I have no idea. But I don't want to connect it in yet. Let's just build a couple more power plants. We bought the materials for it, and we know our coal belt can support it. We know our coal belt can support at least 2 more because we have a Mark II belt which can support 120. 120 divided by 15 can support a total of 8 power plants as opposed to the 6 that I have at the moment. So let's get that sorted out. I'll do the pipes first. I'm going to just do it for 8 because I'm not getting Mark III belts anytime soon. So we'll set this up maybe in line with this. Oh, we'll set this up last. We'll do the piping first. If I recall, we go out a bit and then we go up until it's straight. We'll do the same on this side. And we connect like this. And then we put a junction in the middle. Then we can just build our water thing. We want to connect it to the junction and reasonably line it up with our other ones. No idea how to horizontally line up with the other ones. There it is. There we go. Get a pipe in there. Get power to this thing. Now, for now, due to laziness, we can just connect directly. We can fix that up later on. This isn't really a nice way to connect power, but that's fine. These two things need their own power pole. Power pole needs to be connected to one another. Now we need to connect the coal in. 1. They're all lined up. 2. Then we'll get the belts done. And theoretically, that should give us all of the coal power that we need. Now, I know all my power plants aren't running at 100% too, so maybe it's a good idea to start connecting up all of these to one pipe. Now, is there a limit to how much the pipes can support? 300. No, there is a limit. Damn. And each one is 150. Okay, that's not good. So my plan to do that doesn't work. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the fact that these things that produce water, produce it at, wait, 120 per minute? That's weird. And these things consume it at 45. Yeah, that's right. So these things consume 15 cubic meters per minute more than our things can produce. So none of these 3 plants that are connected to the water will ever run at 100%, I guess, because there's never going to be technically enough water. So we're not technically getting 75 megawatts, we're getting just slightly under that, which compounded across many things is kind of bad. I was hoping this extra one that's overproducing the water would fill the pipes and, you know, help out that extra 15 that we need. But unfortunately, the pipe's throughput doesn't seem like it will be enough. Let me just read that correctly again. Yeah, this thing can only push 300 square meters of water, and this is 120, 120, 120, so that would be 360. And if I were to connect all these pipes together, I'm not sure it will make any difference because the pipes won't be able to push that much water. Let's just double check that 8 of these times the 45 that they need each is 360. So they need 360 water, so one pipe system wouldn't be able to fit it enough. Like, I'd have to split this into 2 pipe systems and have this middle one push this way and this way or something like that. It all gets very complicated, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. For now, we have the power that we need. We are theoretically generating up to around 600 megawatts or slightly under. So if I connect this back into my base, hopefully it will be fine. Oh, I gotta stop jumping while I move around. I'm sorry if that's triggering anyone. I noticed when I was editing my video, when I run around, I just tend to jump non-stop for no reason. I'm not sure if it actually makes you faster when you run. In a lot of games, when you're like jumping and moving forward, it makes you faster. That's where the habit comes from. But if the habit is tilting anyone, I apologize, and I will try to move in a more smoother fashion for YouTube. Now, on the way over, we passed this funky looking rock, and I thought I saw something on there. Ah, there's purple ore. Let's grab this raw quartz.
unknown crystalline mineral collected. This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Grab this one as well. Did he say it has similar properties to quartz? That's so funny because the mineral is called quartz. It's like, yes, quartz has similar properties to quartz. Very good, Ada. Yes, I caught the ladder. Really need to change this to a stairwell of some sort now that we have stairs. Just checking our power consumption. Our max consumption is 300 megawatts. I'm not sure why our breaker keeps breaking. Our production is now 600 megawatts, so we should be sweet. Our capacity is all the way up there. Our current consumption, our max consumption is this blue line, and our current consumption is this line. And as long as our production is above our max consumption, we should never break. Must have been some issues in the, oh, see, look at this. The production suddenly drops very, very close to the consumption line, and that's what's triggering the breaks. So there's something unstable over there with my production. Check it out. Dip, dip. There's a dip every now and then down to 375 megawatts. There's definitely a glitch in my power system somewhere. We'll go check it out if it breaks again. And it's intermittent, so there's definitely something wrong. There might be just like a Mark 1 belt somewhere that I didn't replace or something like that. Who knows? We'll deal with it when it becomes a problem again, because I noticed on my way back that the power tripped again. Alright, in our MAM, we've got 2 new tabs for quartz and sulfur. Let's see what that unlocks.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
That's cool. So the quartz leads to, I guess, glass-related products, because that's typically what quartz does, right? Or is that silica? I might be confused. But it currently leads to the shatter rebar and these blade runners. And these blade runners are probably make you like move faster, I'm guessing. But to get to there, we're going to need a lot of stuff. We're going to need to find more quartz to unlock silica, and then we're going to need to make some silica to unlock blade runners. But once we do that, that will be fantastic. I'll keep an eye out for quartz in the world. Next, we've got sulfur.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools.
Very cool. Expanded tool belt is useful, but check this out. Black powder, and black powder is like gunpowder, I guess. Something to do with explosives. I should have linked it in my head that sulfur has something to do with explosives, because generally sulfur, explosives, video games, and real life, that's generally how it works. But yeah, remember that giant boulder that we couldn't get rid of on our other coal patch to expand our power infrastructure? Well, this will solve that problem. Anyway, the Nobelisk detonator. Yep, there we go. Nobelisk and Nobelisk detonator. I assume this is what I need to blow things up. But you'll also notice here we need steel pipes to actually get this thing to work. So we're not quite there yet, even if we do hunt down all the sulfur that we need. But we also don't have enough sulfur. So let's continue on with our work. Yeah, we're definitely getting dips in our power. Power dips confirmed, and our capacity is going to 450. Okay, that's fine. We'll check it out later when we get sulfur and foundries and stuff going. In terms of how to progress, we need to get better source of reinforced iron plate, because the reinforced iron plate is used in everything. Not the rotors, but it's being used in the modular frames and the smart plating. It's used quite a lot in the modular frames, actually. So we need like a lot of this stuff. So we need to expand our capabilities. At the moment, we have one assembler over there producing it, and we're using the old recipe, which requires iron plate and screws. But we have an alternative recipe that requires iron plate and copper wire instead, which we should do because our copper is in excess at the moment and our iron is not, because I'm assuming when I get the foundry, and we can confirm this, I don't have the foundry yet. I'm trying to unlock basic steel production, right? And for that, we need modular frames. We probably can just manually make some of this stuff for now. Let's get ourselves a assembler going. No point waiting around for it, right? We're going to get a factory going one day, but for now, let's just get one assembler going. In the assembler, we'll make modular frames, and it just wants these reinforced iron plates, and I need 50 modular frames and they make 2, so I need 25 times 3, which is 75 reinforced iron plates and a whole bunch of rods, which I can't be bothered calculating. We will just go to our lovely new shopping hub and grab the rods. And these sticky out bits tell me where the rods are. I think it's this one. Oh, look at this. This is so handy now. We can just grab whatever we need out of the shopping mall. We'll chuck the rods in and hopefully this thing will start constructing and be able to store at least 50 in its own storage, so I don't have to worry about that. And while it does that, we can start figuring out how much reinforced iron plate we can actually support. We can just build it directly above here, or is that a smart idea? I think the rotor factory should go directly above here because here are the screws and the plates are directly under. And then maybe the... I guess it doesn't matter. I can always get the screws to go up 2 levels. Choices. We do need the plates though. Screw it. Let's just get the reinforced iron plates going on this level. We can even do the rotors on the screws level. That's not a good idea because we'll probably need to expand the screws one day. I'm sure these 2 screw machines aren't going to be enough forever. So more importantly, I need to get a ladder going up there, and I think I've got a better ladder design. Let me try it out. This is my old ladder design, by the way. I think of these things in my dreams, you know, when I play games, when I go to sleep that night, I like wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh, this is such a better idea. The reason why I don't like this ladder design that I've done is I tried to do like a spiral ladder, but that takes up sort of more than 1 tile. I want my ladder localized to this, so we'll just go back and forth. You can see in this part of the factory, my spiral ladder clips into one of my machines. Not functionally important, but it doesn't look very nice. So let me try something. Could not work, but you know, this is a Let's Play series, so you get to see all my successes and my failures. So what I'm thinking is doing, well, let me think. The door is over here. Let me just do something like this then. We'll just do it starting from here. It doesn't matter where we start, but essentially we want to use these platforms like this. And then that way we can just go back and forth, right? No, because it's the same problem. But at least it goes out this way instead of the other way. I think that's slightly more clean, even though it still takes up the same amount of room. There's no way to localize the ladder system to just 1 tile, which is fine. But at least it's clean and extendable going upwards like this, right? And it's a lot easier to sort of manage and understand, I think. Oh, the ramps are like half ladders. That's cool. Useful to know. Might come in handy one day. But here we are at the top level. Let's chuck down a couple of assemblers and see how they fit into the system that we've built. We kind of want to, like, if we want to start it as minimally as possible, it's kind of starting around this tile over here. So let's see how many we can fit comfortably over here. Ideally, I'd like 4. I have no plates left. Let me go grab some. There's no way I can jump down here without hurting myself, is there? I don't have many plates yet. That's why we need to get our plate production really online quickly. Alright, let's get the input coming in from, it doesn't really matter which way, but let's just start it from this side. Hey, this assembler does directly just fit into 1 tile. Kind of. Not really. Oh, that's annoying. So we can't tile these against the floor, unfortunately, if we want to conserve space. Otherwise, we need to use 2 tiles worth of space to tile them properly. So we'll just line them up side by side, I guess. Doesn't really matter. And we can probably fit 4. If we wanted to fit 4, we need to move that first one a little bit over. So I might just do that. Going for 4 is a little bit ambitious, I think. Because if we look at the recipe, remember we're building towards the specs of a tier 2 factory. I'm going to start it here. Is there like a zoop mode for these factories? There's not. So we might start one here. But anyway, that's fine. So if we're trying to make this, they take 10 iron plates. Oh yeah, it's not too ambitious because then they take 4 times 20. It's a tier 2 belt worth of copper wire. So it's not super ambitious, I guess. So let's try for 4. And we'll adjust our throughput as necessary. We can always remove it, right? So this is what 4 assemblers looks like. And we want them to do everything. So there's copy and paste settings. Someone told me about this in the comments as well, because I was asking, how do I copy and paste the settings? Control C, Control V. So if I select the machine and I go Control C, settings copied, can I just Control V? It does work. I don't even have to go into it. I can just point at it and go Control V. Fantastic. Much easier. All right. So, wow, why do I have a bunch of copper wire on me? Let's just get rid of some of these. Oh, I could have put it in the hub. Damn it. That's all right. I think we have our copper wires being stored in a box anyway. So I just want to empty my inventory for now because it's a little bit full. Give me that one back. All right, we've got 4 assemblers. We've got 2 inputs to deal with on each assembler. So let's figure out how that might look. We need to box up our factory as well. We'll do our standard 4 corners and then we'll put a roof over the top. Why is there a hole in my floor? That's an occupational hazard. Someone could fall through there like an idiot. All right, there's our corners in. Let's get our roofs in. All right, that's the roofs done. Let us start figuring out how we're going to do the inputs for this crazy mess of inputs. So I still like the idea of using conveyor lifts. Oh, I'm going to use a combination of Mark 1 and Mark 2s. I guess the lifts themselves can all be Mark 1s because none of the lifts need to throughput at over 60, right? So we can do like one set facing this way and one set facing this way, I guess. That's a thing, right? And do something like this. Or I can do it on different levels like this if I wanted to, but let's just go with this and this for now. Let's try it. Why did I make 4 of these to start with? That's just silly. All right, we've got all the lifts in. Let's see if the mergers work. It's a splitter, not a merger, sorry. Always getting confused between my splitters and my mergers. Now, which direction is the material coming in from? What materials do we even need? Copper wire and iron plate. So iron plate's coming directly from below and the copper wire would be coming from this side, right? The copper wire is actually just conveniently happens to be on the exact same level as we are on right now. Let me make a little bridge in between these 2 sections of the factory. Oops, not there. Where should the bridge go? So up the top here, we need to set an OH&S thing. So basically we need floors on here like this. Oh, no, not in the middle. All right, so we can do a floor like that. There's no railing at the moment. One of these should be a railing of some sort. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Screw OH&S. I'll deal with the OH&S manager later. Right now, I just need to get a door over here, maybe? Center door. Oh, careful about the door. Now we'll need a floor. Can't just jump across here. And we need another door on this side. Then when we come across, we end up... Well, it doesn't really make sense. So let's put some flooring here. Like that, and then it kind of makes sense. This door really should be like the left door. Nothing is consistent in my factory yet. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I say it's fine, but it's really not fine. One day we'll fix all this up once we figure out all our design patterns. But at the moment, we don't even have basic design patterns going yet. This thing makes wire, but there's no more copper coming up. What's going on with my copper? My factory is not powered again. I'm not hearing the thing that trips the breaker. Something's going on. I reckon the new assemblers I've put in have just screwed everything up. Yeah, it's tripped the breaker. All right, I definitely got to go fix this. I'll be right back. Now, looking at the coal at the end of my belt at my power plant, it's definitely fine. So it's not a coal issue. It must be a water issue. So I'm going to solve this water issue. I thought that having this slight undersupply of water is fine, but it's actually not. So let's add in 4 water producers. They don't take up that much power, right? Oh, these water producers take up 20 megawatts of power. Jeez. It's almost worth putting in a power slug just to get the water production we need. We need 135 per minute. Let's go on a hunt for a power slug. We need 2 power slugs. Because if I add in another one, then I'm just taking up 20 megawatts of power. Out of our 600 megawatts of power that we're producing, we're using 80 megawatts just to fuel the actual machines themselves, which kind of sucks, right? So I'd rather find a power slug. And I'm sure there's some in the valley. I just need one more. I already see something. There's a little notch on my bar. Little bit of exploring never hurt anybody, unless I meet an enemy that I can't kill. Something's going on. It keeps disappearing on me when I walk. Does that mean it's above me or something? Can't be above me. Must be up there. It's a bit annoying. Alright, let's check up there then. There's a little pathway upwards and we can do a bit of exploring, no harm. This looks like a cool little area. Where are we on my map? We are up northwards on the map. There's a couple of spitters over there. We can test out our new Xeno Basher. Yep, works pretty well. We struggled with this green spitter last time, but now, meh, these things aren't that deadly. Can't sidestep their spit, so I might as well not try to dodge it. Where'd he go? Little ninja. Good behind me. There you are. Can eat some of these. Nom nom nom. Three hits seems to kill one. We killed 3 of these big spitters, which I'm pretty happy about. I like this this Xeno Basher. It's very handy. Put some more beryl nuts on my person so I can eat them easily. Probably need to eat some now because I'm dying. Just need to find 1 blue power slug. Then we can go home. It's got to be one around here somewhere. It's pretty loud. It's getting louder. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, I walked past it. Ah, it's a yellow power slug. Fantastic. We haven't made any things from the yellow power slugs yet. Seems like a bit of an overkill, but we'll check it. Oh no, it's guarded by death. Death everywhere. Alright, let's just zerg these things, because death. There's no point trying to... I'm gonna die. Eat beryl nuts. Oh, nope. Dead. Alright, that was a very weird death animation. Let's go back and get our body. I think I killed all 3 of them, so that's okay. We can head straight to our death crate and try out a new path. Maybe we'll find a power slug on the way. Definitely is one around here somewhere. Let me just check the map. Yeah, we can go to the coal mine through this side of the map. I mean, it'll might have to jump down into the water, but that should be fine. Whee! How do I swim upwards? I have no idea. Swim upwards. There's no controls or anything. Oh, space maybe? I have to like repeatedly tap space, like jump to get upwards. Let's pick up our death crate, grab these remains, and grab our power slug prize. Fantastic. Alright, let's go back to our base. We'll craft those power shards. I know I have another blue one back at my base. Eat some healthy nuts for survival purposes, because my health is regenning either very slowly or not regenning at all. I'm not really sure anymore. Is health regen not a thing anymore? Yeah, it just ticked up. I don't know. It's very slow, I guess. Another power slug over there. We can grab that one on the way home as well. We'll just make all our power shards, just in case. We have to jump down here safely, right? That looks like a safe jump. Well, this looks like a less safe jump. It's actually alright. Hello, power slug. Oh! What is going on? It nearly knocked me off the edge, the bastard. Yeah, you guys go off the edge. Bloody hell. Power slugs gotta be careful. They're usually guarded by monsters. Now I know. Can I get back to my base from this cliff side without having to go back down? Come here, lizard doggo. Can I pet you? Can you become friends with me? It keeps running away from me. I think if I feed it stuff, maybe it'll become friends with me. That's how dogs work, isn't it? That's how we domesticated wolves. Alright, we're here now. Let me grab my other blue power slug. I don't know if power slugs are used for anything else other than power shards. But for now, I'm just going to use them all for power shards because I need them. Oh, we can actually also make these alien DNA capsules as well. But let's focus on these power shards first. Oh, these just make 2 power shards. So they're the same power shard. They just make a lot more of them. Okay, that's cool. I hear growling. I hear more growling. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Still more of them. Something's still growling at me. I have no idea. Ah, there you are. Little ninja hog. Love this Xeno Basher. Always good to acquaint myself with the local wildlife. I'm lost. Where's my coal base? Local wildlife's out in droves tonight. Now let's test if my theory is correct by shoving some power slugs into our water production machines. I just need them all to go up to 120. Is it 45 times 3? Wait, it says this consumes 50 water per cubic meter. What? When did it used to say 45? Where did I even get that number? Consumption, 45 per square meter. Yep. There we go. 45 times 3 is 135, so that's our target output that we want. Now if we go over here and configure our thing, we can chuck in a power shard to get to 135. 113, 112 is under, 113 is slightly over, and that uses 3 more megawatts of power to get the target production that we need. Now that these 3 power plants should be online full time. We'll do the same thing on the other one. Now you might be saying, yep, this is a bit of a waste of power slugs, and you're absolutely right. But this is just temporary. Until I get Mark II pipes that can push more than 300 water per cubic meters of water or whatever, 300 units of water, one pipe can't support all 3 of these. But once they can, I can just join these pipes, and then these 3 should be able to produce enough water without any power slugs. But until then, I think my power slug solution will work just fine. Let's validate that by checking the power production. It should now be stable. Alright, it's definitely still not stable, so let's see why it keeps dipping. The lowest point of the power dip is better now, it's at 450. So let's see which ones. Maybe the lights will give us some sort of clue. We should disconnect this biomass burner as well, just to not screw with the numbers. Not that was doing anything because I had no biomass in there. But yeah, there's still definitely dips. Let's figure out why. This is all part of the engineering process, guys. All part of the engineering process. Where's my light? I want to see which one is failing every now and then. I feel like there's still just not enough water. See how the water's not filling up? Even in this first one, there's no water in here. 135. Mathematically, it's fine. Let's just put these up to 120. And that gets us to an extra 5 megawatts of power on each one. But if it helps stabilize these 3 things, then so be it. Doesn't seem to help. This one is filling up. It's technically never running out of water. This one's filling up more and more, I think. I think once this one is capped out on water, the other 2 will start filling up. Let me try doing the same thing on the other side. We'll put this up to 120 as well and see how that performs. Yeah, at 110, this one was definitely not filling up. I think it is stabilizing out maybe. Or has it got something to do with these back 2 power plants? Let's have a look at these back 2. This one has no coal and all the water in the world. Interesting. And this one has no coal either. Okay, so it's these back 2 that aren't fully always generating power because there's just not enough coal. Because these belts are Mark 1. Oh man. These belts are Mark 1, which is fine, but this belt needs to be Mark 2. There we go. I knew there was a Mark 2 belt issue somewhere, but we found it. These belts being Mark 1 is totally fine because they're already split, but the splitter itself needs to be Mark 2 to get the coal to the end. There we go. Let that run for a bit and see if that solves our coal problem. Yeah, we're definitely getting more coal in through there now. And let's just check these ones have enough water. I also think the water was also an issue. So now we're getting stable power. Fantastic. I think we finally fixed it. And that's what engineering is all about. Troubleshooting your stupid mistakes. My original hypothesis was correct where I didn't have the right belt in. So hooray for me, I guess. Now we can get back to building our factory. Just checking our power production on my way back, and we can see that gray line is as smooth as butter. Now let's check in on our shopping hub and see if we can't pull together the materials we need to get this basic steel production unlocked. We don't have that many of these copper wires, but that's fine. We actually put some in over there, so we'll take them out because we need them all now. Wait, what happened to my machines? Weren't they all configured already? Oh, they were. Yeah, we got heaps in here, so I'm going to take some because we need like 1500 to do the milestone. I'm just going to take 1 out of that first stack. Check in on our temporary modular frame maker. We only made 32 because we ran out of rods, so let's chuck some more rods in there. Another 200 should do it. And let's get our 150 rotors. We need some more concrete as well, so let's go grab those. Yeah, I've got a bunch of concrete. The modular frames are going to take forever, but we can chuck everything else in to alleviate our inventory for now. We'll get back to work on our factory. See if we can slide under this belt. Hey, we can slide under this belt when we're on a factory floor. It just doesn't work when we're on the outside world. Interesting. All right, we've got our, what we were up to, we got our 4 assemblers and we put down our things. We just needed to decide where the copper and everything was going to come from. I assume the copper's coming in from this side, right? That makes the most sense. So let's get these walls out and we'll get the copper out this side. Do I have a building for walls and stuff? Maybe I should just put the conveyor wall somewhere on one of my bars because it's getting a bit annoying to deal with. You can just do basic wall, conveyor wall, 1, 2, 3. Do the center wall doors, might as well, and whatever else we need for factory building on this bar. I will organize all my bars a bit better one day, but that day is not right now. This one makes the wires, and the wires are here at the moment, here and here, and then they're going to be stored away. So I don't want to move where the storage is happening because they're currently going upstairs to make cables. We just need some, oh, I fell. We just need some wires coming out the other side at the moment. So what I'm thinking of doing is, once this finishes merging, instead of just coming out to go up to make cables and whatnot, we split off the end over here and just bring it out. Is that a thing that we can do? Is that a thing that we should do is the question. So what I'm thinking is something like this. We do another splitter here. That's a merger. We're going to have to use Mark II belts here because we know that if we want to support the 4 machines, we're going to need 80 per minute of this stuff eventually. Don't know if we have the copper input to support 80 per minute of those, but we're definitely going to need it one day. So we're going to build to that spec. So we'll use a tier 2 lift over here and bring out the copper this way. Now we need a wall hole over here somewhere. Oh, damn, that goes straight through my stair system. Unfortunately. Interesting. I don't like that. I mean, we can move the whole stair system. Yeah, we probably need to move the stair system one day because that's kind of in the way of my ability to move things through the factory, right? And I don't want to change the height that this is happening just to accommodate the stairs. So we'll move the stairs one day, not now, not right now. But for now, we need to get this belt across. Something like that. Really, it should come out here then. That way it won't intercept the stairs either, but that's fine. Our factory doesn't need to be perfect right now because I have a feeling once we get blueprints and things like that, we're going to have to tear everything down again and build new factories, but that's fine. For now, it's going to go through here. Then it needs to come through here and join to all of these. So let's get our mergers in, or our splitters in, sorry. Like there, 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 and there. Now we're just going to get it to support 1 at the moment because we don't know how many we actually need of this thing. So we'll cut this belt over here. Oh, fell again. This is why you need walls in your factory for OH&S purposes, so your workers don't keep falling through the floor. Yeah, the stairwell being here is kind of annoying for the factory. We've got to rethink the stairwell at some point as well. We might do the stairwell as a separate section outside the factory, but that's fine. Now we've got one of the materials in, which is fantastic, but we need the other material in, and the other material is plate. This kind of intercepts through this, so it doesn't look very good, but it's still functional. So that's going to be the eternal debate, I guess, whether we want things to look good or be functional. But the next iron plate needs to come in through about here, so I'm going to jump down from here and die probably. But where is my iron plate being produced? That's the rods. Rods? No, that's the screws. So the iron plate needs to come in through here, but it's being produced over here. And currently it's being shipped out somewhere. So the rods are here. The iron plates are coming out here, and then they're being shipped directly into storage. So currently they're being pushed over here, which is fine. It's going up 1 floor of the factory, which we want. We just need it going through another floor of the factory. Let's see the best place to intercept that. That was a janky little jump, but we need to go down there and have a look. Do I not have stairs that come up here? So weird, my factory right now. I have stairs somewhere, but not everywhere. Do I have stairs here? Where's my stairs in my iron factory? It's on the other side, isn't it? Ah, it's on this side, right. I'm silly. Alright, let's go have a look. So I need my iron plates here, but currently they're just coming out over there somewhere. And they're going straight into storage. So instead of going straight into storage, they need to go somewhere else first. What if I cut this belt and then I put in a splitter here? Well, I can put in a splitter. It looks weird as hell. But essentially we can put in a splitter here and get a belt going like that. If we don't do straight, maybe it will go better. Okay, so the splitter screws with this thing. We don't really like that. Let's try something else. Or we can forget about storing this for now and get this to go straight out first, and then we can store it somewhere else. So if it's coming out here, we want it to come out onto the 3rd floor. So we want it to come out here, right? I think I need to build some scaffolding so I can get out there and build from down here. There's the iron plate right there. Technically don't need a Mark II lift, but might as well. Once we get the iron plates online, we'll start doing everything in Mark II. So there's our iron plate input. Now we need to split this so that some of it can be going out. And the, oh, that's not right in any way, shape or form. What the heck is this thing doing? That's not the right sort of wall hole that we need. We need a 3 or a 2. That looks like a 2. So let's try that again. Is that right? That looks more right. Get a splitter in here. I'm not sure if this is legal, having a splitter going through the wall like that, but whatever. But essentially this needs to be a 3, I think. And essentially we want part of it being split and stored like this. Then this plate was going to meet down here, but now it's there. So what we can do is get this one swapped with the splitter. We want that doing something like that. That gets the rods. We'll have to swap the boxes soon, but that's fine. Then we want a splitter coming down from here and going into this lift. I know this is not at the right height. It's okay. I'm out of iron plate. Damn. Let's finish off this section. We're very close. So we just need to join this and this for now. Doesn't need to be perfect, but that's for the iron plate storage. Half of the iron plate is getting stored. We probably don't want half of it being stored. We probably want the excess being stored, but that's fine for now. We'll work that out in a bit. Let's just keep going. Not worried about throughput right now. We're just doing design. We'll worry about throughput when we need throughput. All right, let's get this connected to the other side now. I don't even know if that's possible, but essentially we need a wall hole. We'll just use a triple, I guess, like that, because we need mergers over here. Sorry, splitters, I should say. Yeah, it doesn't look very good doing it like this. Not sure I'm a big fan of this design pattern, but we'll just keep going since this is the design pattern that we've done. Which thing lines up with this? That thing seems to line up. Is that completely straight? Kind of, almost completely straight. I don't mind it intercepting each other. It conserves space and it functions. But I don't know if people that play Satisfactory have a rule where you can't have visual clipping like this and you should design your factories better. But this is functional, right? It's a functional way of doing things. Oh, this is cool. They've made it so that you can just sort of walk along these pretty easily. But essentially, we just need to get the plates going in this way. Like that. That's straight. That is actually straight. I don't think it tilts outwards. I can't really tell. But looking at the gap here, it's very, very close to straight. So I'm kind of happy with that. We obviously don't have enough iron plates to support this production right now. But yeah, we're done. We've got all the inputs in. We just need to get the outputs out and power this thing. Powering is reasonably easy. We just do our usual pattern, which is connecting this directly up to the closest corner, which looks like that one. Ah, these machines clip into one another when they're directly placed next to one another, I just realized. All right, let's hook the power lines together. Now we just need to hook to the closest wall outlet, which is probably somewhere here. Nope, there's no wall outlets on this side. There's wall outlets on this side, but we don't want to connect it to the other ones. We want to connect it to itself. Is this one like slightly off as well? So we need another wall. Need a double wall outlet around here. Connect the power there to there, there down to there. And that should give all this stuff power. And we are indeed making reinforced iron plates. Very, very slowly because the throughput's not there. But if I just chuck in some, I just want to test if one of these machines even works. Yeah, it's definitely constructing, and then we need to get these out. Now we can use conveyor lift ones. All right, we want to get it out there, and then can we get a straight path out this way? That works out nicely. I like that. Then we need to get it down to this thing. So we should probably fix this thing, or should we fix it? Does it need fixing? Probably doesn't need fixing. I actually don't mind this. Conserve space, right? What I mean by that is if we build a conveyor lift from, say, here and bring it down about there, what we can do is just get that going here, doesn't like that. Belt is too steep. What do you mean steep? It's the same level. To default, doesn't like the straight. Oh, it isn't the same level. Let's get that the same level so it doesn't look too janky. One more down. I'll get used to all this building, I swear. Yeah, now we can do straight. Now we'll get another conveyor pole here, and we'll just change where some of this stuff goes. So for example, to get this straight, oops. All we need to do is remove this, get this one going into the top, and now that's straight, right? And this one that's not straight can go over here, and we can put another conveyor pole here, like around there somewhere. We can get this. I know all my belts are the wrong mark, but that's fine. Once I have all the refined concrete in the world, things will make a lot more sense. And we can get that one going into like here, for example. That looks a lot better. And now we're using all the levels instead of what we're doing over there, which is not using all the levels. And we'll just put another one here just to make it look right. Even though it's not connected to this thing, but that's fine. Oh, there's something sticking out of the floor here. Oh, that's my other temporary assembler. But yeah, in theory, that should get reinforced iron plate into this box eventually, once we get the right throughput on everything, which we can start working on now. So this is where iron plate is being stored now, right? Because that's where the iron plate... No, this is where reinforced iron plate is going to go. I'm just going to let these storage tanks fill themselves up with whatever they want, and then I'll swap them around, because I think plates are now going in there. Okay, let's just move all the plates there. And I think rods are now coming in here, so that's fine. Is there any rods in here? There's actually no rods in there. And the rods used to be up here. Yeah, we got to get some rods out of there. I think that's what each one should be storing. And I think reinforced iron plate is now going in there. Yeah, and we're going to get the iron plates out of there and chuck them in here. That's fine. I'll keep these iron plates on me. Fantastic. All right, cool. We've got the reinforced iron plates going at the slowest rate in the world, but that's fine. We can start working on some throughput stuff and deconstructing our old iron plate factory now. Probably want to store some of my stuff away before I go and do that. Our modular frame thing is done with its thing, so we can go get our daily dose of insult from Ada. I've been missing that a little bit. Have some modular frames and we'll launch our pod. Our first pod launch from our new factory.
Milestone reached. Coal and iron can be combined in the foundry to start steel production. Project part number 2, the versatile framework, can only be created via automation, not at a crafting bench. Delivering these to the space elevator is essential if we are going to complete phase 2 of project assembly and save the day. Fix It and humanity is relying on you.
I don't like the sound of that. Apparently to make steel I need coal and iron, and as we know we have no coal source even remotely near us. So we're going to have to go extract a new coal source and bring it 1 kilometer back to base. Okay, cool. That sounds like fun and definitely sounds like a next episode project. But for this one, we need to clean up the rest of our base. It's probably wise to do a bit of inventory cleanup before I go and try to deconstruct a billion things. I wish I could, is there a sort button in my inventory? Oh, there is a sort button. Fantastic. You can get rid of all of this bio stuff. We'll research it one day. We've got 1 billion copper ingots, which we don't need. Let's go up to our ticket printing machine and chuck this into here, all the rubbish that we don't need. Got all that cluttering our inventory. We need this stuff. We can dump some of our stuff back into these storage containers. Now we have storage containers for everything. Since we're deconstructing, I'm just going to put things into storage containers. I believe this is where our iron plates go. It is working. We're getting like 32. I'm pretty sure we're getting more iron, reinforced iron plates than we used to. Screws have nowhere to go. I'll keep them on my persons, and neither do these pipes at the moment. Let me put these steel pipes somewhere where I won't lose them. And cables go up here, and I think the wires go here. I haven't seen another wire for a while. No, the wires are going up there. That's why I haven't seen a wire for a while, because I'm looking in the wrong damn box. There's the wires. Put the wires back. Alright, let's go start deconstructing stuff. Get rid of our very, very first factory that we made. Start cutting the inputs so we don't keep producing new things while we deconstruct. This is my first big deconstruction project, and this is the reason why I don't want to build my factories too big, because if I need to deconstruct an entire section for a brand new design, I don't want it to be this painful every time. Trying to deconstruct everything in order and looking out in the other direction so I don't accidentally deconstruct things from my actual base on my new factory. If there's a trick to deconstructing this stuff that's a lot easier, let me know. I don't want to miss anything. But I don't know how to do this any simpler than what I'm doing right now, so I'm just doing it layer by layer. Wasn't too painful. I'm gonna be a bit careful here not to deconstruct stuff in the background. I know I'm probably being overly paranoid about it because there's a sort of range for the deconstruction, right? I'm probably not going to hit that range. But there we go. Our factory's nearly gone. Just got to get rid of some of these loose conveyor poles. And now we've freed up some iron. Another tip that somebody gave me was when I was looking at the purity of this iron, it actually tells you based on different purity gives you different sort of iron, right? Apparently, this is 30 per minute. That means it's impure. And then there's normal, which gives 60, and then pure, which gives 120. So the iron actually comes out at different quality. So I shouldn't assume that each one of these Mark 1 miners is just pulling 30. I should check the purity of the iron first. But anyway, that means we've freed up 2 iron mines to go into our new system. And additionally, we need to get concrete into our new system. And I don't know where to do that right now, but that's fine. We need to get the copper from the other side into our new system as well, because we're actually using all that copper for making reinforced iron plates at the moment. So our copper's coming out through here, which probably isn't the most direct path. Let me find a better path. Let's get the mine going the other way. So we can check the purity of this iron. It's normal purity. So does that normal mean it comes out at 60? Make sure we connect the power again once we flip this thing. Yeah, okay. That's verified. Well, I don't know why I ever doubted it, but yeah, it comes out at 60, and then we need to get it down here and back to base. Is that right? Yeah. We don't want to go around this rock. We can go up and over this rock if we wanted to, but we probably want to go down here and then pull it back to base through this valley. So let's get this over here first, and then we'll get a conveyor lift taking it down. So if it's going at 60, a Mark 1 conveyor system is perfectly legal and fine. So let's get that going down, say here, and we'll belt it back to base. Any which way, doesn't really matter. We're going to run the copper under the subfloor, I guess. Oh wait, no, the subfloor hits the actual floor, damn it. Alright, let me have a look around this side. So we can take it around the other side. Take it through the front of our factory, which is not ideal. I have a feeling what I'm going to end up doing is raising the entire factory floor 1 level and then using the subfloor for this dirty belting that I'm doing for various parts of my factory. Because we can kind of like, for example, take it into here, right? This is where we ideally want to take it, but we don't want to bring it in like diagonally and super ugly like this. But essentially we want the copper coming in here, right? This is where the first copper's coming in. We probably need a merger. Is this a merger? This is a splitter. We probably need a merger somewhere at some point before we go into a splitter. Can you attach splitters directly to splitters? No, you can't. But essentially we want a merger, and the merger is going to touch here. We can't tack it directly onto each other, but we want to do something like this. And then we want the belt to go in here, and then this one can go into the merger. Is this a Mark II belt? No, it doesn't need to be Mark II. That goes in here, but now this needs to be Mark II. And now we can support a few more of these, but they all need to be Mark II. So if I look at my map for the copper veins, I know that one gave 60, and can I somehow see whether this one is pure or impure? Oh, we've got so much stuff to scan now. So these are the 2 that I've gotten. And that one is normal purity, and that one is normal purity. So actually the 2 copper mines that we've brought in put together is actually 120, which is a full Mark II belt and can support 4 machines. So we don't actually need any more copper right now. This is already giving out a Mark II belt worth of copper ingot. So I do want to make sure that the conveyor system over here is Mark II. That is Mark II, I think. That's Mark II, Mark II, Mark II. And that is all Mark II. Fantastic. The copper is going through here all as Mark II, then going through here and coming out over here as the copper wire, and that copper wire is going up and back around here to feed our reinforced iron plate. So that's part of the equation done. The other part of the equation is the iron. So we need to get more iron output, and we have more iron output now. So let's go check on our iron smelters. All our iron is being smelted over here, and it looks like we have more iron than our smelters can handle at the moment, because I'm seeing a full iron belt. How that's happening is another question, because isn't this a... Unless the 3 iron things over there that we're mining were actually of higher purity. Let's just go double check that before we make a fool of ourselves. We can actually just check the map. So this is the 3 iron. Yeah, they're normal purity. So these should be all at 60. We're actually over mining over here. And these 2 are impure. So one of these belts plus these 2 actually make 2 full belts. And we can actually double up our iron output. But we also need to belt more iron over here, because this 1 Mark II belt doesn't actually support what we're trying to do anymore. But I think before we end the episode, we should at least make 1 more machine that makes the modular frames since we're here. So let's drop 1 more assembler. And we might need to be able to expand on this one day, but for now it should be fine. But essentially, can we even put 2 rows of assemblers in here? Is this even a smart idea? It looks super cramped if we do this. Yeah, that's probably not a smart idea. We probably need like the assemblers. It looks like, I'm just trying to think. We could move it back, I suppose, a little bit. Still trying to decide whether we want a really cramped factory or whether we want a really spacious factory. So what I mean is, let's try it out. No harm trying things. But if we want, for example, modular frame being made over here, we need to bring the rods and the reinforced plates in here. The rods are being made down there somewhere and being stored out over there somewhere, but the reinforced plates are right here. So if we grab a merger like this, we can get the reinforced plates going in like this. Let me put a splitter. So it's coming out of here, and right now it's being split directly into storage, but we can just split it directly like this, right? That way some reinforced iron plates will go into this system to make modular plates. Then we just need to get the iron rods up here. Now, iron rod is already coming up to this side and then going out this hole. But before it goes out into storage, we kind of want the iron rods to come up to our machine as well. See the best way to do that? Now, if I need my iron rods to feed 2 different sources, like in this instance, where some of the iron rods needs to go to feed the screws, and some of the iron rods needs to go feed the modular frames, it makes the most sense for me to split it at the source. So over here, for example, let's have a look at how that might work. So this will go to one source, and then now we got a splitter that can take it to another source. And a splitter, unfortunately, doesn't split directly in unless I... Okay, so we need another wall hole. I wish they had an undo button in this game. So we can do something like that. Now the iron rods will be half split to our modular frames and half split to our screws. Now we need to bring this up a few floors to meet where we actually build the modular frames, and now that's going to go through this floor. So this floor needs to change to like these T-junctions. So there's the hole. It needs to go up to our modular frame factory. Let me just go figure out where the wall goes there. It's over here and over here. So we want it to come through the ceiling, and we're using a single central thing. So we'll do something like that. Now we just need to get the conveyor lift. Let's see if it goes high enough. Whoa, I built it in completely the wrong spot. Oh no, we've run out of reinforced plate. Alright, I'm going to just use a Mark 1 for this then, because we don't have too many reinforced plate yet. We will be fixing that problem very shortly. There we go, and now we've got a new source of rods coming in here, and they need to go into here. So we can't do this on the same level as this unless we flip it, but then that sort of gets in the way of this because there's too many of these things. So what we can do is use a second floor for this. So if we go up to here, we can do this on a different level, and now everything looks super messy, but it should work in theory, in case we need more modular frame machines. But for now, this should be fine. So let's bring this down to the second level. I just want to put down a thing here. Oh, this thing is like in the middle of 2 things. That's annoying. So let's just try it out. What I'm thinking is this on the right level? It's going through there. How do I get it to like come out this way though? Yeah, like that. That's okay. I don't mind this actually. Is this level? Or is it slanted? It feels slanted. So let's try that again and move this conveyor lift down 1 more level. just something like this then, like a default conveyor lift. That's level now. That looks okay. We can actually utilize both floors. Oh, sorry, both levels for these assemblers. I think I like that better than having everything on one level. That's actually really nice. I like that. Very hard to tell whether any materials are actually getting through here. But anyway, let's connect the power and see how that goes. We need to connect the power out as well. And then we need to connect this into the main power system, which is through here to here. Now this thing is powered, it just needs materials. It's neither gotten its reinforced iron plates nor anything else. What's going on? We've got all the iron plates in the world and no wire coming through here. Let's figure out why that is. Our wire is indeed being made and then being split in two directions. Do we just not have enough wire? These ones don't have enough iron plate and this one doesn't have enough wire. That's really weird. What is going on? I need to get up there and have a look at what's actually happening with my belts. Let's build ourselves some walkways up there. We'll just use a ladder to do the monitoring. Okay, iron plates are definitely coming out of here very slowly. If it's going into this machine, then that means eventually it's going into this machine, which is fine. And then it's traveling across, right? I can see wires coming down here and stacking. And I can see an iron plate eventually going into here very, very slowly. I think it's just a throughput issue, right? Because I've got too many of these machines and not enough things that feed it. The wire is never actually making it to this machine. I get ya. I think it's just taking a little time to saturate because I don't have enough input volume. I don't think there's any actual issues with it, so I'm just going to let it do its thing. We can probably make more wire. We can observe this, see how this copper ingot stuff is like fully full. And we are using Mark II belts, so it is doing the best that it can. Let me grab some more reinforced iron plate and then we'll work on this. Yeah, we got heaps of reinforced, so it is definitely working and we're getting way more reinforced iron plate than we used to be getting. Might add some doors to my factory over here as well. Alright, that means we just need to make more copper wire machines. So let's add 2 more. We can add 1 here. Control C, Control V copies the settings. Let me just check the throughput. So this thing makes 30 per minute. 2 of these would make a full Mark I belt. 4 of them will make a full Mark II belt. So let's get a full Mark II belt of these going and see if that can actually support it. I know it's clipping through my stairway, but I need functionality over form right now. And this is using the old stairway system. And once again, once I fix all that up, maybe we should just fix it now. Don't be lazy with my factory. Is that how this works? I'll fix it from the bottom. There we go. That's a much better stairway system. Now this machine is not being obstructed anymore. Let's fix these splitters and mergers and get a full belt 2 of Mark II belt of things going. Alright, that should be producing copper wire. We need to get power into all of these new machines. Like that, and we need power into this new machine over here. Nice and easy to expand upon, which is the whole purpose of doing this. I'm out of cable. Isn't there a cable machine right here somewhere I can steal? I don't think there's anything buffered in the machines, is there? Grab some more cable and we will continue on. Alright, let's get that power connected. Now we've got all these machines going. We should have, in theory, a full Mark II belt of copper cable. And we need to connect that back over to the actual output. And now that cable is now being split out to go up to make, wire is being split out to make cable up there. And it's being split out this way to make the reinforced iron plates. Fantastic. We'll have to let that system run for a bit to observe what else we're lacking. Then the next thing we need to do is increase our iron output. So let's see if we can very cheaply and easily do that. I don't think we can because we don't have the iron input at the moment, but we can definitely easily fix that at some point. So at the moment we only have 2 machines making iron plates and they make it at 20 per minute. So if we want to get more iron plate output, which we definitely need, we probably need to double this up as well. And we've definitely not built this very well at the moment. So let's copy this and see if we can't. What did I do over here? I put 1 tile spacing. We'll just follow whatever design pattern our factory allows over here. That's the input and output, right? So we'll do 1 here and 1 here. Now these conveyor lifts can be Mark 1 when they come out, but when they merge, they need to be on a Mark 2 belt because now we're getting 80 iron out and that's not going to cut it anymore. I believe these are still Mark 1 belts, or is it a Mark 2 belt already? This is already a Mark 2 belt. Fantastic. I future-proofed a little bit before. But we can see the ingots are not fully backed up, right? Because they're already being consumed. So now we need to produce more ingots maybe. I don't think we have the ingots to support all this production, but let's have a look at the numbers. So each one of these, oh, let me copy the settings first. So if each one of these is consuming 30, 4 of these actually consumes a full belt, which will leave nothing left for our iron rods. So we definitely need to grab a second full belt of iron ingot, which is fine. But we should definitely convert... Wait, that doesn't make sense. Wait, no, it does make sense. So a 4 full smelters of these can support 4 full constructors making iron plate. But the output of the iron plate isn't 1 full belt of tier 2 because it only goes from 30 to 20. 30 input, 20 output. So we're getting 80 out. So not a full tier 2 belt, unfortunately, but that's fine. Let's just build it and then we'll worry about the throughput in a second. Oh wait, this isn't lined up properly. This is our old design pattern. Terrible. Functional, but terrible. All right, that's all the inputs done. Let's get the power in. Fantastic. And we've got the outputs coming out now, in theory. Just make sure one works. Yep, that should all be good. Now we've doubled up the iron production, but obviously we don't have the input to support all this. So it'll just split however it splits and make whatever it makes. But it should still slightly be better than what we had before. What we need to do is add more iron input and get that going out. So at the moment, this is consuming a full Mark II belt of iron ore and making all the iron, making a full Mark II belt of iron ingots out. But we're consuming that full Mark II belt of iron ingot, making plate. We need to get more iron ingots to make rods. Now the rods consume at 15 per minute. So even if I had 4 rod machines, they would only consume a full Mark I belt. So we can just get 2 more smelters going and a full Mark I belt of iron. But we don't want to just do that. We want to actually future-proof. So we might as well get a full Mark II belt of iron and then push it through over here. And we'll just know that we can, like maybe one day when we get Mark III belts, it'll all become a little bit more easier and sense-making. So for now, we're just going to go over here and fix our iron. So over here, I have 3 machines that I had earlier assumed all produce at 30, but actually because they're normal iron ore deposits and not impure, these 3 machines actually produce 180 iron. So we need to add another conveyor lift to bring this up. We can't just do all 3 like this. So we'll cut this one, then we'll make a new conveyor lift. These 2 are fine. We don't need Mark II belts for this either, because this is just 1 belt of 60. So I'll just do a Mark I everything, because I don't want to waste all my stuff. Alright, we'll get another conveyor lift going up. I don't know how high it needs to go. That's definitely not high enough. But let's get the stacking poles on before we decide. Alright, let's see if it goes that high. I think it does. It's all a bit messy at the moment. That's fine. I haven't figured out a good design pattern for this sort of thing yet. But this works, apparently. It's going through this pole, but that's fine as well. Alright, let's get that back to base. Just got to add stackable conveyor poles everywhere that there is one, and that should follow itself back to base nicely. Now, probably over here, we want it to split off into the subfloor or something like that. Alright, let's connect that belt now and get it back into our base. We're run out of iron plates. We've got plenty of iron plates here to grab, so let's just grab a few and we'll continue our building. Right, let's get that connected, and start bringing it all the way back to base. Alright, we're here now. We've got to bring it down and to somewhere. We don't know where we want to bring it down to because we haven't built the smelters yet, so let's get the smelters constructed. So we've got 4 smelters here, and eventually we probably need another 4 smelters, so let's just set up for another 4 smelters. Now, I've aligned them to something completely random. That's fine. But we'll get the output coming in here. This works for me. So, don't want to think about it too much. This is still probably going to be a teardown factory if I think about it. Alright, we want that's the output. So the input is here, right? No, that's the output, sorry. The input is here. We need to get this input going through the floor. Wait, hold on 1 second. Is there even a subfloor to work with under here? I don't think so. We might just get the input going through the actual floor. So let's just put splitters on here. You can't really shove splitters directly on this thing. So let's just do something like that. Give it a little bit of room if it allows. These are all lined up, right? I think. Why does this feel not lined up to this? Is this not lined up to this? No, let's move it all down one. Alright, there's our splitters. Now we just need to get the ore in. Basically, we want to get it in like this. Let's try the straight mode and see if it looks good. Straight mode looks terrible. Alright, we'll just get it in like this. That's fine. Doesn't need to be perfect right now. This is still going to be a teardown factory. Get the inputs in. There's our new smelting column. Only half of this smelting column should function at the moment because we only got a tier 1 belt of ore coming in, but we can fix that up later. We'll set that to iron ingots and we'll just copy those settings over. Control V. Fantastic. Now that should get iron going. We need power to all this thing. Now we're pretty much hitting the limits of what we can work with at our starter base, right? Because we can't really make more stuff than this given the inputs that we have and the ores around here. And we need to save some to for the steel production as well. So let's not go too crazy just yet. We need a wall to do the double outlet. Power becomes a lot easier with these wall outlets, honestly. We can cut this line now, whatever that was going, and do that a little bit better. Where was this going? Over there. Alright, now we've got another belt of iron coming out, so we can get that out over somewhere here maybe. So we want to just bring it out in splitters over here. No need to go up the walls, I don't think, since everything's happening on the ground. Merges, sorry. I did all this as a Mark 1 belt, didn't I? This all should be Mark 2 at some point, and when it comes out it should all be Mark 2 as well. Let's just do some Mark 2. We'll fix all this. I'm sure this is going to cause a lot of glitches in my throughput one day, but this is all we have to do when we don't have enough materials for constant Mark 2 everywhere. But eventually we're going to have all the reinforced concrete in the world and we can just do Mark 2 everywhere. But for now it's just going to look like this. And then we're going to take this out through a wall hole. Oh no, we did a singular wall hole. We're going to have to change this to a double wall hole and realign everything. But that's okay. It is what it is. Should we just do a triple wall hole for future proofing purposes? But essentially, where was this thing? This thing was coming out here. Let's use the right kind of belts. We'll get that going out there, and then our second belt of iron ingots going out there. That is coming out with iron ingots, and that is coming out with iron ingots. Fantastic. Get that going through here. We'll get that first belt coming in to here to make plates, and we'll get that second belt coming out into here to make rods. Wait, that was not right. That's not the input, that's the output. The input goes over here. The rods need to go do something new now, because we want all of this first stuff being split just for the plates. Come on, let me over. Yes, we need probably conveyor. Wow, you can build a conveyor lift backwards like that. That's crazy. Really, the rods should move, but that feels like too much effort to move everything. Let's just move it a little bit. We can move it a little bit forward just to make it slightly better. Don't want to be too lazy, even though these are just all test factory constructions. Something like that. And that. We'll get that going into here. Make sure they have a lift in between here. That looks a little bit janky. We don't want to do this in the future, but for this our starter factory, this is going to be totally legal. And the reason we want that is because we want this lift going up. Maybe like that. And maybe like that. Then we can get a split up. And here. And now, oh, there I go. Get a belt going through here to here. And now we just need to get this belt up here like that. So we need to bring this back down with a thing like that maybe. Oh, this is so dirty and disgusting, but that's fine. That's it. And now we've got that going in there, and it's going to be making rods once I set the recipe and connect the power again. That was a lot of work this episode to do what we were trying to do. Where is the old power system? I don't even see it anymore. Okay, I guess it's making its new power system. I was like diagonally connecting this way. That's terrible. But that's going up there. That's going up there. That's fine. And then we just need to connect it to a double wall outlet here. And connect that over here. And we're done. And that should be making rods again. And that should be connected to this system. Rods should come out, go through our original system, and everything is happy. We can also double up the rods as well. Why is there iron plate coming out of here? No, 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 no. Is that going to jam all my systems now? Quick, capture the iron plate. Okay, if all my systems jam because I accidentally put a couple of iron plates in there, I'm going to be very annoyed, but... Oh, there's some. Let's quickly grab them. But we can fix that if that time comes. Cool. I think we're good for this episode. We've done a lot of work. Tore down our entire reinforced iron plate factory. Increased our throughput of a lot of our iron products. And definitely increased the throughput of our reinforced iron plate makers. And started making modular frames automatically. Let's go check on those. So yeah, now stuff seems to be constructing more continuously. Let's check in on all 4 of our machines. That one is constructing. This one is idle because we don't have enough wire, and this one is idle because we don't have enough wire. That's fair enough. We don't have enough wire to support all of this because this construction requires 20 wire each, which requires 80 wire. We're doing a full belt of wire, but only half is coming through here because the other half is being buffered away, I think. And it's also being taken to make cable. So we definitely don't have enough wire output for 4. So we can get rid of maybe one of them so we don't stop using power. So we know we only support 3 at the moment. I won't get rid of too much else so it doesn't break all of this stuff. We can get rid of that and we can directly connect this. But this is still 3 times more production than we used to have, which is fantastic. And I don't know if this is actually faster than our old machine. Let's verify. So what we used to have was 1 machine making reinforced iron plate at 5 per minute. Now we have 3 machines making at 5.6 per minute. Fantastic. And it's not using up all our iron to do it. It's using up some of our copper products, which is great. So this one should run at some point once some of the copper stuff backs up, I think. Again, we'll test the throughput later on. It's not important right now. What's important right now is that we get a little bit of production of everything going. Let's check in on our modular frame machine. Nothing is working on this machine at the moment. Why? Because nothing is going in at the moment. That's interesting. We're going to have to go up there and check out what's going on with all these belts. So definitely the reinforced iron plate is coming out of here, but nothing is ever going that way. Why? Because the splitters are in the wrong way, I guess. Can't see the direction. I think we want the splitter like that. That's a merger. We want this to be a splitter. What am I doing? How did I even put a splitter there? I don't even understand. Oh, it's so hard to see what I'm doing. There we go. There's a splitter now. And that splitter should bring the split over here. And that's a splitter. And now we've got to see why the rods aren't coming out here. The belt's going the wrong way. We need to belt it the right way, which is this way. And we need to use a couple of poles to get it going the right. Or get the turn going where we want it. Because at the moment, if I do a straight belt, it's going to go through the factory like this, and I don't want that. Is there a button I can press to toggle the snap rotation? So we'll get a pole over around here, maybe. Then we'll get the belt coming in onto this pole. This pole needs to be probably 1 higher. Then we get the belt going onto this pole the way we want. And then the pole going straight into here. And if we really want, we can just remove this pole. Now that should get rods in, I think. Oh, the reason why the rods weren't in is because the bloody pole thing is on the wrong bloody height. Right, okay. Well, that would explain why. We need it there. Now is everything working for our modular frame maker. We've got the reinforced iron plate in, fantastic. And now the rods are coming in, right? Got it at the right height. Fantastic. All right, that should make modular frames. We need to figure out how to bring that out into our storage system now. So at the moment, they're just coming out here. We're using all 3 exits out of there. So we probably need to use the exit out of there. Building some temporary ramps to get up this area easier for now, because at the moment, I can't actually get back up to this level. But we basically want it to come out this hole over here. So let me put in a triple wall. then we can belt it straight out. I think the belting is going to go a bit backwards because, yeah, let's see how it looks. I mean, it fine, kind of. It's kind of sticks out and goes back in, but can't really do too much about that right now. I can conveyor it up and then back out. Do something like this instead for now. We'll worry about, like, it doesn't really matter for now because we're going to have to fix this a bit later anyway. Once we get multiple of these machines, I'm sure one module making machine isn't going to be enough. Looking at how slow it is. So we'll just leave this for now. I just want some modules being stored. That's better than no modules. But essentially we want it to come out there. Actually, we probably want to come out on the second level a bit easier. That makes a lot more sense on every level. No pun intended. And then we just need more trolley poles over here. Conveyor poles, sorry. Trolley poles. You guys know what trolley poles are? I don't know if you have them in the US or in other countries, but in Australia, a trolley pole is the pole that you use. It's the handlebar of a shopping cart trolley. And kids in high school used to take them out and use it like to bash people with. And use it as a baton, basically. Oh, can I get that in there? Yep. Alright, we've got another item, and I guess it's going into this box. Something like that. And in theory, very slowly, modular frames will now be put in there. I can see them. Look at that. 2 modular frames, and they'll slowly be put into that box over there. Let's go sort out our existing modular frames, and then we will do some fun stuff and close off the episode. We've done a lot of work this episode, a lot of factory designy stuff. Probably very inefficiently, but slowly and surely. Just wanted to take a look at my hub to see what else we can unlock. Alright, the other last thing that we can unlock is vehicular transport. So we'll select this milestone and we'll chuck in all our stuff for it. Or whatever we can. We've got rotors and modular frames. Fine. Rotors is the last thing we need to fix up the automation on, because at the moment it's still being done in our old factory in a very bespoke manner. But we can definitely move that into our new factory next episode. But yeah, I don't think we have enough of vehicular transport this episode, so we will leave it here for now. We will come back and continue. We've almost encapsulated all the functionality that we used to have into our new factory design. We just have one last thing to do with the rotors, and we can deconstruct the old factory and start building new things like the foundry. We've done a lot of work this episode. We've increased the throughput on all our iron and copper production. We've added entire rows of smelters, so we definitely got a lot more iron and copper to work with now. And we will use all that iron and copper to get the throughput required on a lot of this stuff. And we will probably start creating smart plating and things like that with all our excess iron plates and things like that. So if you don't want to miss out on that, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.